Welcome to Goodnight Tales.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and joyful king and queen. For many years they wished for a child, a sweet little princess to bring laughter to the palace halls. One bright spring morning, their wish finally came true. A beautiful baby girl was born, and her parents named her Princess Aurora. The king and queen were overjoyed, and they decided to hold a grand celebration to welcome her to the world. They invited everyone in the kingdom. Lords, ladies, and even the fairies who brought blessings and magic to good hearts. On the day of the grand ceremony, 7 good fairies fluttered into the royal hall, each carrying a sparkling wand. The king and queen smiled with pride as the fairies gathered around the baby's cradle, their wings glimmering like rainbows. The first fairy waved her wand and said,
"Sweet princess, I give you the gift of beauty, fairer than any rose."
The second fairy said,
"I give you a kind heart, full of love and gentleness."
The third fairy smiled.
"I bless you with a singing voice so sweet, birds will pause to listen."
One by one, each fairy gave her blessing, grace, courage, wisdom, and joy. But just as the 7th fairy stepped forward, a loud crash of thunder shook the room. The doors burst open, and in swept a dark figure cloaked in shadow. It was Maleficent, the wicked fairy who had not been invited. Her voice echoed through the hall.
"So, the royal family forgot me? A celebration without me? How charming!"
Everyone trembled. The queen held her baby close. Maleficent raised her staff and hissed,
"When the princess turns 16, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel, and she will fall into a deep sleep from which she shall never wake."
Gasps filled the hall. Before anyone could stop her, she vanished in a swirl of black smoke. But one good fairy had not yet given her gift. The 7th fairy gently touched the baby's hand and said,
Do not fear! I cannot undo the curse, but I can soften it. The princess will not die. She will only fall into a deep sleep, and true love's kiss will awaken her.
The king and queen thanked the fairy. Though their hearts were heavy, to protect their daughter, the king gave an order.
From this day forward, every spinning wheel in the kingdom shall be burned.
And so all spinning wheels were destroyed. And little Aurora grew up safe and happy, watched over by the fairies. To keep her safe, the good fairies took the princess far away to a small cottage deep in the forest. They raised her as their own and called her Briar Rose. She grew into a lovely young girl with eyes that sparkled like morning dew. She spent her days singing with the birds, feeding deer and rabbits, and picking wildflowers in the meadows. She didn't know she was a princess, only that her aunts loved her dearly. One day, as she wandered through the forest humming a sweet tune, a young prince named Philip happened to hear her voice. He followed the sound until he found her dancing among the flowers. They spoke, laughed, and sang together. Though they didn't even know each other's names, their hearts knew they had found something special. Before they parted, they promised to meet again. That evening, the fairies finally revealed the truth.
dear child, you are Princess Aurora, and tonight you must return to your parents. It is your 16th birthday.
Aurora was astonished and a little heartbroken.
But what about the young man I met?
You must forget him. Your royal duty comes first.
She returned to the castle, unaware of the important role she was to play. The king and queen welcomed her with tears of joy, holding her close as music and celebration filled the palace halls. But as night fell, something dark stirred within the palace walls. A strange whisper called her name.
Aurora, come, my dear.
Drawn by magic, she followed the sound to a hidden room at the top of a tall tower. The princess slowly opened the door. Inside the small, dimly lit room, she saw a woman seated beside a spinning wheel, its spindle glinting softly in the light. The woman looked up with a gentle smile, her voice calm and inviting.
Come, my dear. Would you like to try spinning? It is very simple.
Curious and dazed by the spell, Aurora reached out. Her finger touched the spindle, and she fell to the floor, fast asleep. At that very moment, the curse came true. The whole castle fell silent. The king, the queen, the servants, even the horses fell into a deep sleep. Ivy and thorns grew around the castle walls, hiding it from the world. Many years passed. Stories of the sleeping princess spread across kingdoms far and wide. Prince Philip, the same young man who once met Aurora in the forest, heard of the legend and felt a pull in his heart. He set out bravely, guided by the fairies who had watched over her for so long. They cleared his path through the thick thorns and vines. When the wicked Maleficent appeared as a mighty dragon, breathing fire and smoke, the prince raised his sword, and faith he struck true, and the dragon fell. At last the prince entered the silent castle. He found the princess sleeping peacefully, as if only dreaming. He knelt beside her, gently took her hand and whispered,
"My love, awake."
Then he kissed her. At once the curse was broken. Aurora's eyes fluttered open, the spell lifted, and the whole castle came to life again. The king and queen rejoiced, bells rang across the land, and soon after, Princess Aurora and Prince Philip were married in a grand celebration, filled with laughter, music, and light. And from that day forward, the kingdom lived in peace and happiness.